Okay, so I promised you some weights for my weight weenie bicycle. So here's some of them. My bike originally came with Ultegra 6700. They say 317. The actual weight of them was 306. That was for the front and rear caliper. And then when I got the KCNC, it was advertised at 164, and they were exactly 164. That's what's on the bike. The pads, the metal pieces on the pads, I modified them from 48 grams down to 44. Let's see. My shift levers were Ultegra. They were 198, but I currently have Durace on there. Durace, I used to have a chrome one. It was 196. Let's see. Durace 7900. That's the one that's currently on the bike. 166 grams. The Ultegra was 196. So it's the same weight as the old chrome looking Durace. Then I switched to the 7900 and it went to 166. The Ultegra crank was 692. The new Durace I have on there is 620. The seats, I normally ride a Specialized Roman. I modified it down to 224, but this year I put on a Physique Antares. It was 194 when I bought it, and I tuned it down to 190, taking some plastic off of the bottom. Bar caps, the Specialized ones were 16 grams for those metal ones with the little screws in the center of them. Just putting a set of plastic plugs in there dropped it down to 4 grams. Bar tape, you can take some grams off of bar tape. The stock cork bar tape was 52. I dropped it down to 44 with Physique tape. Seat clamp, the Specialized clamp was 18 grams. The loaded clamp is at 10 grams, so like 8 grams off the seat clamp. Seat post, the Specialized carbon post was 230. The KCNC was 184, and then I cut off all the remainder that I didn't need, so I tuned it, and it's now at 138, and it still has really good depth down in the post. And then let's see here. Skewers. Token skewer. Front is 18. Rear is 20. That's tuned. So I took them and I cut the tips of them off a little ways, but they're still really long. You can see the difference in the weight. Look at how much a Durace weighs. 64 grams just for one skewer. So a lot of weight savings in skewers. Let's see, this page is tires. Good God. I've tried so many different tires over the years. These are just some of them. So I currently am running the Specialized 23 millimeter. Let's see if I can even see them on here or somewhere. Anyways, no, that's tubes. So here's tires. 194. I like the Fortes also. The Pro Lights have been good to me over the years. They don't slice cut. So then tubes. The Forte tubes, they can be pretty light. The Michelin Air Comp Ultralights are pretty light. Specialized tubes are like 90 grams, so you gain like 30 or 40 grams on Specialized tubes. That's what a lot of the bike stores sell. Cassettes. Ultegra 1128 is what I used to run. That was 238. And I'm currently on the SRAM XG 1090. So that's an 1128. And that's 156 with the lock. And that SRAM cassette has been awesome. So 1128 SRAM XG 1090 is 156 actual grams. versus $238 for the same thing in an Ultegra. It's a massive savings on your rear wheel. And then, let's see. I don't know what else I got there. So wheels, I currently have heads on there, so they're 882 and 1075. That's with the factory rim strips in them. So I have some other sets of wheels here. I used to like the 50 millimeter Stradales. Those were on my bike for a long time. And those were 712 and then 926 when I had them rebuilt. But currently I have the head H3s on there, or head 3. Wait a second. Is that, maybe that isn't the wheels that are on my bike. Maybe this is on my time trial bike. So scratch that. Pedals. I currently have Expedo Thrust. They're 168 grams total. Ultegra carbons are 260. So you can see I'm 100 grams lighter than even the lightest Ultegra pedal for the pair. So that's like 50 grams a pedal. Shoes can make a big difference. Just some cheap shoes. They were like 617 a pair versus the S-Works that I currently have that are 460. So a few hundred grams off of even shoes, even though that's not part of the bike. So crank bolts, 24 gram stock, 6 grams for KC&C for your crank bolts. Let's see here. Chain, an Ultegra chain is 267 grams. And the KMC chain that I run all the time is 241 grams, but that's even before I cut the links out. So I cut out like 6 or 7 links, so it's even lighter than that. And the Ultegra chain was to length, so big weight savings on that. Handlebars, specialized bars that came on the bike were 290. And then right now I have the EC90s. They were at 198 and I tuned them down to 178 by cutting a little bit of the tips off. Stems. Originally the bike came with a salsa stem. It was 162 grams. And right now I have the extra light on there and it's 82 grams. So that's a big weight savings. 160, yeah, 162 versus 82. So it's like half the weight on the stem. And then let's see here. Expanders, this is all inside of the stem, or inside of the front fork. So stock is like specialized bolt and expander and everything. It winds up being like, I don't know, somewhere around 40 to 60 grams. And then with the gum expander, it's only like 9 grams, like 13 grams with the extra light top cap. Bottle cages, the carbon cages, the specialized cages were 72 for both of them, and then putting the carbon cages on them, there were 36 grams total for the carbon cages. And then a helmet, my Giro helmet's 248 versus 310. That was a specialized helmet. And then of course I have all the other stuff that's on my bike too, because I'm a bit of a weight weenie on the bike, but I like to know what my stuff weighs. Rear brake cable, I cut it a little bit shorter, knocked another 4 grams off my rear brake cable. So my bike weight with the Garmin on it, that was before Durace, was 1582, and then it dropped down to 1567. Currently I'm at like 15.2. So, and hope you guys enjoyed it.